name a program that has died in the last 10 years that has really fallen off. Name a program that's fallen off. I have 4 written down that I think have really fallen off over the last couple of years.
All right.
Because we're all the time talking, Tennessee's back. When's Texas going to be back? When's Nebraska going to be back? Well, we never really say, look who just left. Because teams are leaving too. Nobody ever says, who's the next to leave? Who's the next to not be what they've been?
Is Iowa one of them?
No, because I don't think Iowa's been there, really.
Fair.
I got 4. Here are my 4 that have just, for whatever reason, fallen off, and I don't know how they're going to get back. Virginia Tech has just fallen apart as a program. They're just not – I mean, for 15 years after they played for that national title, you could count on them being at least really good and sometimes elite. And they just – Fuente, or the dying days of Beamer, and then Fuente just kind of killed them, and they're just not.
It's going to be hard to get back.
They don't really matter right now at all.
At all.
West Virginia is in bad shape.
Sandstorm
really bad
and
shape.
then a bunch of space.
Well, that's South Carolina. Sandstorm.
What's
Inner Sandman. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's Virginia Tech. West Virginia has, and that's Country Roads. Take me home.
Is Penn State going to own Country Roads for a bit?
Who?
Basketball.
Why?
Roads.
Oh,
VCU.
Jesus. Is he country?
VC Virginia.
Well, that's pretty country. So West Virginia, Virginia Tech, Miami, and then a program that has really died and nobody talks about. Any momentum that Boise State built for over a 15-year period, they don't really matter anymore.
And they didn't get into a conference.
The Boise State thing is kind of over. And it was a fun ride, but like UCF is who they used to be. Houston, maybe. Cincinnati became that.
It's almost impossible for them. They're just a small school in the middle of nowhere, no TV market, and it's a commuter school.
What about like UCLA? Or are they kind of creeping back up?
I think they're always simmering under the surface. They've never really been at the top. Every now and then they'll touch it. They'll like 98 they touched it, but they'll never really stay there. So I think they're yeah.
And how long until Florida?
Florida's getting close.
I think Florida's maybe the next to, like Florida's, if they haven't left the house, they're standing on the welcome mat looking back like can we come back in?
Their best season over the past decade is like kind of a weird COVID season.
Their best season over the last decade, they went 8-4.
They went 8-4.
They went 8-4 that year. You don't realize it, but they went 8-4. Because remember, they
lost LSU.
They had a 1-loss season against A&M, right? Then they lost at the end of the season to LSU. That's 2. They lost to Alabama in the title game, and then they lost the bowl game to Oklahoma. They finished with 4 losses that year, and they were 8-1 at one point.
Yeah, and they don't have the same coach.
Yeah, now he's gone.